Which brings me to movies. I saw something the other day, not a movie, but I saw Kevin Smith talking about movies and some actors and producers and whatnot. They've been talking about this. The movie theater experience is dead. Let's be honest. It's gone. There's no more communal movie theater experience. I guess Minecraft, if you want to talk about throwing popcorn around when Jack Black talks about the fucking chicken. Other than that, it's done. We don't do that anymore. A lot of the multiplexes, the big multiplexes that had these giant 200 seat theaters, people are going for these smaller 50 seat where you could sit back and you order food and it's a different experience than a big theater. And the big movies still do that. We see that, IMAX movies, of course, or anytime a new Star Wars movie comes out, the theater is going to be packed and people have that kind of communal, big crowd. You're all on the same wavelength. It's all synchronized. Just something about being in a movie theater when something happens on the screen and you hear like, wow, the whole theater reacts to it. And you kind of laugh because you're part of this single organism that's acting as a single organism. But that experience is kind of done. And it doesn't look like it's making a comeback. I think COVID had something to do with it. A lot to do with it, kind of. I think a lot of people realized what could be during COVID, and they just never went back to what was. So you had a lot of remote work, people that worked from home. This arrangement I have right here, having a home studio to do my job. I had a studio in my basement back in New York, but this is genuinely from COVID. You have to do a show. You could do it from anywhere. The technology is available now. So movies, people stopped going to movies. And the streaming companies, a lot of people subscribe to them. And you realized, do I really need to see this movie the day it comes out? That's kind of a kid thing to do. You want to see the latest movie that came out, Marvel movie or something. So you go to the movie. But for most adults, you could wait, what is it, a week? It used to be years before you saw a movie on regular television. Now you wait a week or two and it's on Amazon or Netflix or whatever the fuck service you want to use. So we do it that way. But it's so affecting, and this is what Kevin Smith said, it's affecting how we look at cinema, how it's made, how movies don't look the same. Movies are being made to be shown on TV set, to be shown on your television at home. It's a much different type of image than a movie screen. It's always been that way. People don't know how to set their TVs also to make it look like film. They put the hertz rate up to 60 or higher, and they think that the greatest thing is this clear picture that they're getting. Oh, I don't have that rain that we see in the movie theater. Well, that's necessary. The director, the people that made this movie, bought that film stock for a reason. And movies look like movies for a reason. And I can't stand it when you go over someone's house and you're watching a movie or you see it in a bar or they're playing something and it looks like the soap opera look, they called it. And people, they adjust their TVs at home to look that way. That's not what the makers of the movie intended. They didn't intend for it to look like that. There's no motion blur. It just looks like a cheap video of a movie. And that's what Kevin Smith was saying. It's just the art of the cinema of making that movie is different now. You're seeing it on a smaller screen. You're seeing it at 60 hertz. It doesn't have a film look to it. And he brought up how every so often a movie will come out like that. Like Oppenheimer came out and people went to the theater. The stupid Barbie movie came out and a lot of people went to the theater. But there's one or two movies that come out every so often that people will or went to the theater to see. And now it just doesn't fucking matter. I will never go to the movie theater. I'll never go to a theater again. You go and sit in your seat, and the big black women, they come cruising. And doesn't matter. You hear the high-pitched screaming and hollering and the pounding and pounding. But the black women come in, their head bobbing back and forth. Yeah, I'll never go to a movie theater again. There's no reason. No reason. It would have to be really, really, like I could only see something that I really, really like at a movie theater. But I can't even imagine what that would be. So it ain't coming back. Anything communal is kind of gone. There isn't this feeling anymore that you want to share an experience with a lot of people anymore. You know? Concerts, I guess. Is that a thing where people, even that, I could think back to my youth where you'd go and see a band at a concert and you're passing a joint back and forth with that stupid wine satchel. Like, yeah, let me squeeze a little wine in there. And then you just pass it down and everybody's there having a good time together. Is that going on? You could not drag me to a concert. I don't care who it is. I don't care what my seats would be. I don't care what band it is or where it is. My concert days are over. Over. And, you know, obviously I'm not in the demo to go to a live show. I'm kind of done with that. I look at videos of it and I'm just like, oh, I couldn't fathom that. Yeah. Not the guy. But we're kind of done with the communal community, watching things together. Even when we were watching things separately but together, like Sunday night, The Sopranos, you knew everyone else was watching. So when you saw something, you kind of knew everyone else that you knew was watching it, and you all talked about it the next day at work. Now it just doesn't, you don't get that. It separates us. It insulates and isolates us. We're just not as in touch with each other as we used to be. Good thing, bad thing? I think it's bad, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm waxing fantastic and being poetic, looking at my past through rose-colored lenses. Can I think of any more? Any more worthless old sayings?